Melissa Greenaway. MCAP, yes, the others no. MCAP, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. The future looking bright. Vote Charlena White. Come on, let's do this. Vote she won't chew it. Making strides, making waves. Vote Idris Wade. We on a mission. Vote Edith Fenton. We have wisdom to excel. Vote Joseph Easton Taylor Farrell. MCAP, yes, the others no. MCAP, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. Witness the transformation. Good things happening throughout the island, bringing change and prosperity, embracing everybody. MCAP, yes, the others no. MCAP, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. We on a mission. Vote Queston Buffon. Together we can do this. Vote Sammy Joseph. We have youth and vision. Vote Gilmore Williams. So let's pave the way. Vote Melissa Greenaway. MCAP, yes, the others no. MCAP, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. The future looking bright. Vote Charlena White. Come on, let's do this. Vote she won't chew it. Making strides, making waves. Vote Idris Wade. We on a mission. Vote Edith Fenton. We have wisdom to excel. Vote Joseph Easton Taylor Farrell. MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. MPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. No turning back. We voting for MCAP. Forward for Montserrat. We voting for MCAP. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. MPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. No turning back. We voting for MCAP. Forward for Montserrat. We voting for MCAP. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. For this coming election, we making the right decision. We have the right slate of candidates. So give us the mandate. MCAP, yes, the others no. MCAP, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. We on a mission. Vote Queston Buffon. Together we can do this. Vote Sammy Joseph. We have youth and vision. Vote Gilmore Williams. So let's pave the way. Vote Melissa Greenaway. MCAP, yes, the others no. MCAP, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. The future looking bright. Vote Charlena White. Come on, let's do this. Vote she won't chew it. Making strides, making waves. Vote Idris Wade. We on a mission. Vote Edith Fenton. We have wisdom to excel. Vote Joseph Easton Taylor Farrell. MCAP, yes, the others no. MCAP, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. Witness the transformation. Good things happening throughout the island, bringing change and prosperity, embracing everybody. MCAP, yes, the others no. MCAP, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. We on a mission. Vote Queston Buffon. Together we can do this. Vote Sammy Joseph. We have youth and vision. Vote Gilmore Williams. So let's pave the way. Vote Melissa Greenaway. MCAP, yes, the others no. MCAP, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. The future looking bright. Vote Charlena White. Come on, let's do this. Vote she won't chew it. Making strides, making waves. Vote Idris Wade. We on a mission. Vote Edith Fenton. We have wisdom Joseph. We have youth and vision. Vote Gilmore Williams. So let's pave the way. Vote Melissa Greenaway. MCAP, yes. The others, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. The future looking bright. Vote Charlena White. Come on, let's do this. Vote she wants you it. Making strides, making waves. Vote Idris Wade. We on a mission. Vote Edith Fenton. We have wisdom to excel. Vote Joseph Easton Taylor Farrell. MCAP, yes. BBM, no. MCAP, yes. MPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. No turning back. We voting for MCAP. Forward for Montserrat. We voting for MCAP. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. MCAP. Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. MPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. No turning back. We voting for MCAP. Forward for Montserrat. We voting for MCAP. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. For this coming election, we making the right decision. We have the right slate of candidates. So give us the mandate. MCAP, yes. The others, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on a mission. Vote Preston Buffon. Together we can do this. Vote Sammy Joseph. We have youth and vision. Vote Gilmore Williams. So let's pave the way. Vote Melissa Greenaway. MCAP, yes. The others, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. The future looking bright. Vote Charlena White. Come on, let's do this. Vote she wants you it. Making strides, making waves. Vote Idris Wade. We on a mission. Vote Edith Fenton. We have wisdom to excel. Vote Joseph Easton Taylor Farrell. MCAP, yes. The others, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Witness the transformation. Good things happening throughout the island. Bringing change and prosperity. Embracing everybody. MCAP, yes. The others, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on a mission. Vote Preston Buffon. Together we can do this. Vote Sammy Joseph. We have youth and vision. Vote Gilmore Williams. So let's pave the way. Vote Melissa Greenaway. MCAP, yes. The others, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. The future looking bright. Vote Charlena White. Come on, let's do this. Vote she wants you it. Making strides, making waves. Vote Idris Wade. We on a mission. Vote Edith Fenton. We have wisdom to excel. Vote Joseph Easton Williams. So let's pave the way. Vote Melissa Greenaway. MCAP, yes. The others, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. The future looking bright. Vote Charlena White. Come on, let's do this. Vote Siobhan Jewett. Making strides, making waves. Vote Idris Wade. We on a mission. Vote Edith Fenton. We have wisdom to excel. Vote Joseph Easton Taylor Farrell. MCAP, yes. The others, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, MCAP family. Good evening, Montserrat, and all those who are watching and listening over the World Wide Web. Welcome to the MCAP launch of the 2024 election manifesto. Before we go any further, let us all stand for prayer. Our righteous and Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessings you have bestowed upon us here in our beautiful island, Montserrat. And as we assemble here tonight, Lord, we ask that your Holy Spirit may be with us. And as the MCAP party presents its manifesto for the upcoming general elections, we pray your blessing upon what is said and done here tonight in Jesus' name. I want us all to keep standing for the territorial song.
Oh, Montserrat, dear motherland, your children raise your standard high in toil and tears to serve you well, a crowning jewel from God's hand. Oh, Montserrat, by nature blessed, to you your children sing. Come, well of all, come, friend of all, to you your people cling.
Thank you. Be seated. When we were last here, some months ago, I remember standing here from this podium, and I promised you that we are going to conduct what I call at the time a modern 24th century campaign. And I think that so far we have done that. We have conducted rallies in all of the polling divisions so far, and we are about to embark on the second round. Our candidates have crisscrossed the island, moving from house to house and speaking to the people of Montserrat with very good reviews. The people are happy that we have come and that we have explained to them what we have done and what we propose to do in the future. And so tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to launch the MCAP Party's 2024 election manifesto. I will not say anything else. I will just ask you to put your hands together and welcome to the podium our party leader and next Chief Minister, Dr. Samuel Joseph.
Only together can Montserrat look forward with confidence to the future.
Dr. Joseph.
Forward together means opening Montserrat to the world for business. Forward together means modernization of the island's healthcare. Forward together means embracing the contributions of our Caribbean family. Forward together for a modern, fit-for-purpose education system, for more local food and our farmers' success, for increased salaries and thriving businesses, the voices of the youth being heard. Together we carve Montserrat's path to prosperity. Together with MCAP, our country is prouder, stronger, better. Together with MCAP, we move forward.
It seems that we are still sleeping, but the mic is on now, so let me do this again. Good night. Good night. And welcome to the MCAP Party's Manifesto launch. I was commissioned, I'm going to use the word commissioned, and pushed by the group that I should present this party's manifesto and that I've been tasked with it. Before I start, doing a campaign, as Clarence pointed out, is not the easiest thing, and it's something that requires the assistance of a lot of people. And normally in these situations, we give the vote of thanks at the end. But before I commence, I would like to give my vote of thanks at the beginning, because none of this that you see has taken place, none of this document, none of the campaign would have occurred without the help of a lot of people. And I need to start off by thanking the Almighty Father, because there's a story in the good book that I take very seriously, and it's the story of the talents. That all of us were given certain talents, and if we don't use them, we lose them, and those that use them are rewarded in the end with more. And I believe that I've been granted certain talents, however limited they are, and if I don't use them, I'm going to lose them. And I think, and I've shown that if you keep on using your talents, then you keep getting blessed with more. So although I wasn't started off blessed with the talent of speaking in front of people, because I'm a shy person, I'm still a shy person, I think I've made considerable improvements. I also need to thank my family, because running a campaign is not the easiest thing on your family and those that are close to you. The time that you have to spend away, the sacrifices that you have to make, and the rumors and speculation on the road is not the easiest thing to deal with. And I know the candidates in front here know what they have to deal with to run a campaign and the sacrifices that they have to make. And we cannot proceed, and we would not have reached so far without the assistance of our families, the ones that we were born into and the ones that we have created ourselves. I would also like to thank the candidates. Never mind, they give me stress, and I've gotten like 6 extra gray hairs since I've started, 2 of them from Melissa, 2 of them from Siobhan, and the rest from the others, that I've gotten a series of gray hairs from the candidates, but they have made this job far easier, and there are people that I know are committed to work and will work. You assign a task, and the task is done. I remember leaving here this afternoon. None of this was behind me at 5 o'clock. None of this was set up, and I went home and sleep, wondering what I would come back to. And then I enter the door, and you see what's behind you, and that's through the hard work of the candidates and a testament of the caliber of people that we have to represent you. So without them, this campaign would have been far harder, and in some sense my job is easier because of the people that we have chosen to run and to represent you, the MCAP party, and to represent the people of Montserrat. So I would like to extend publicly my thanks to the candidates of MCAP. And second to lastly, the MCAP supporters, because going through this, as I said, is not the easiest thing. And today when we went to do the nomination day, and we took the group picture, and I went into the MCAP chat and the other various social media, and I saw the picture of all of our supporters, all those that came to nominate us, standing in a group with us, and you realize that there's support behind you in this journey, and just the loveliness and the beauty of the picture from you, the supporters who came out to support us, wherever hard times we are going through, wherever thoughts we have about, boy, this makes sense, this don't make no sense, or do all this effort, makes you remember why you are doing it. You're doing it for the people of Montserrat, you're doing it for the residents of the country, you're doing it for you, you're doing it for your family and your children, and your support is invaluable to all the work that MCAP is doing and that we will be doing as the next government on November 1st, because we're taking a week off. And the general public, because we are doing this for the public. We are doing it for the people of Montserrat, for the residents of Montserrat, those who love Montserrat, those who have chosen to make Montserrat their home. It is because of you while we have stepped forward and made these sacrifices, and we must thank the people of Montserrat, all those who are listening online, on the radio, outside, and listening to my voice and our voices as we go around. I would like to publicly thank the people of Montserrat. So elections are coming up, and different parties make different promises, and these promises are given in a manifesto. And for us on MCAP, a manifesto is a document that you have made a commitment to the people of Montserrat of the things you want to achieve. So firstly, we have to ask ourselves, what is it that we are trying to achieve as a country? What is it that we want as a people? And there are certain guiding principles that we have used to come up with the manifesto to understand where do we want to go as a country, where are we going as a people, and what's driving us and our focus. On the first guiding principles is people-centered leadership. It is not about one man, it is not about one person, it is about a government for the people, of the people, from the people. And that is MCAP core guiding principle, that we're here to represent you, the people of Montserrat, your needs, wants, desires, and to make decisions to make your life better. The other economic principle, and the principle that we're doing, is economic empowerment through local ownership. It is us, the people of Montserrat, that have to take control of our country to determine where we want to go. Others may assist, others may provide support, but in the end, it is us, the people of Montserrat, and those who love Montserrat, who will guide Montserrat into the future that we so desire. So it is local ownership of our assets. And part of our assets is not only the people, but our culture, heritage, and environment. And we need to protect those. And if we look at Montserrat and we travel, we realize that Montserrat, despite the volcano, that Montserrat is still one of the most beautiful, lovely places on this planet's Earth, and it must be protected for us and for the generation that comes. So it's conservation and protection and advancement of our cultural heritage, which is unique to our small island. Also, we need equal access to education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. We are one society. We have become a melting pot of different nationalities, a melting pot of different people, a melting pot of different ages, the young, the middle-aged, and the older ones, and those like me who pretend that we're still young but in the other category. But we must provide equal access to all, and that's one of the guiding principles of that we use to come up with what we want to put in our manifesto and what drive our campaign. So before we get to our destination, you first have to ask yourself, where do you want to go? And you also have to understand where you are. Because unless you understand where you are, you can't plot the journey and the roadmap to where you want to go. So we first have to take a stock. Where are we as a country, and where do we want to go? And if we answer that question, it'll be easier to make progress as a people. So first thing that we did was to sit down and ask ourselves, where are we as a country, and where do we want to go? So there are those prior who have laid the foundation of why we're here today, the most honorables that were awarded through an initiative of this MCAP administration, who recognize the importance of awarding things to our heroes and our local people. And there are three national heroes that we have: the Right Honorable Hero, which represents culture, the Right Honorable Griffith, who represents our governance, and the Right Honorable William Bramble, who represents business and entrepreneurship. So if we understand the foundation on which Montserrat was built in terms of business, culture, and the proper governance, and the fighting for the rights of the people of this country, and we set that foundation and we built on that, our journey to where we want to go will be much easier. So we have to establish that wherever we achieve now, and whatever this government and the government to come, the MCAP government, which will be based on your support, we are doing it standing on the shoulders of giants that came before us. And it's by building on their legacy in which we'll be able to advance to where we want to go. And where we want to go is a bright and prosperous Montserrat. So just like how you see St. Patrick's during Salem, during St. Patrick's, and you see the crowd of people, and you go down to Little Bear and you see the vibe and the action and all the parties that Dubstar and Gilmore and all them put on, full of people, and Montserrat is full, and you feel that vibe. We are trying to get Montserrat to a place where it's some place we want to be, where development happens, where our culture is protected, where our communities are bonded, where we have low crime and safety, and we have right to local food, local produce, cheap enough housing, and a quality of life that you cannot get anywhere. That is the journey that we are on and where we would like to go. But to get on that journey requires us to make certain steps along the way. And certain time we make the mistake, I'm from the Caribbean, so we understand cricket, that you go in and you have to make 320 runs for 50 overs. And like, that is too much runs, and every ball that's bowled to you, you try to hit it for 6. And before you know it, you swipe across the line, the ball, your wicket is gone, and you're out for 50. Trying to get to 320 runs by one individual batsman or by one individual person. But that is not the way you achieve victory. It is when the bad balls, when the good balls come, you defend. When the other medium balls come, you get singles and you keep adding up. And when the bad balls come, you take advantage of them and hit the 4s and the 6 until you get to the score. So we have where we are, where we came from, and we know the bright and prosperous country that we want to get to. But it requires us to take small steps in between to get there. And it requires not only understanding what the steps are, but the most important part, the people that can implement the steps. And I can tell you standing here tonight that this MCAP team sitting in front of you have the people that can implement the things in this manifesto and will implement the things in this manifesto. And you see it in their professional work, you see it in their past experience, you see it in the campaign that they have put on, you see it in the planning and the meticulousness of how they go about all the activities. And I know I'm very comfortable that I have the right team, and we have been trying and been out there, and I know and is convinced by now that the public and the voting public knows that this is the best team and the competent team with the ability, capacity to implement what we're going to discuss today in our manifesto. There's a people that can stand up and speak without reading. These are people that can go on the radio and get any question on any topic and answer it. These are people that you're confident that when they sit in cabinet and pre-cabinet will make the right decisions for you. And these are people when they travel, you're confident that they're out there talking sense and nobody is out there saying, we wonder why most of people vote for them people there. These are people that we are sure sitting in front here, these lovely people here, that we are sure that when we elect them on October 24, will be able to implement the things in this manifesto, because anybody can get people to write a document. And this document was written by the assistance of the candidates with their ideas of why they came into this party. And we sat down as a team and said, why are we here? What do we want to accomplish? Came up with various ideas that went into a pool. What do we think are possible? And with the assistance of people like Miss Terry, who have to give special assistance to her and the team, that helped us with the original draft of the document, and names that I can't call who just came and sat down, who gave us ideas of what we need to put into this document. And this final document is a document that we, the team, believe and will put our energies to implement. So there's a future we want to get to where our port is built. So in our manifesto, and what we are committed as a team, is to complete the port development project. That's a project that has been talked about for years. Others have promised to do it. Others have even had parties to launch it without the money. But we, as this team, commit that we will finish the port project as part of our infrastructure project, because it is not just the port project, it is what comes with the port project in terms of the tourism, the activities at Little Bay. And when people come into Little Bay, what do? So we're also committed in our manifesto to revisit and to start looking back at the Little Bay Town Center. For too long, we have been living in a temporary state, and we have to start thinking, Montserrat is here, Montserrat is not going anywhere. In fact, when we're going house to house, people have been telling us when they send off Montserrat and they try to take off the island, in the last boat, they'll be the one on the shore pushing off the last boat because they are not leaving Montserrat. And we have accepted as the MCAP team that Montserrat is not going anywhere. So we will revisit the Little Bay development plan, and we will start the landside development that comes with the port. We will implement tourism strategies to get people here. Also, which I'm going to come to later, we know that goods that come through our port gives trade and commerce, which is required for agriculture and required for other activities. So we will support our manufacturing industry and our craft industry by removing the tariffs and the taxes from those who are bringing in material for re-export. So we're bringing in material. We will remove the tariffs on those because no government and no country has gotten rich by taxing their people. They have gotten rich by assisting their people in developing their businesses. And it is these businesses that hire people and produce income and revenue for government. Government needs to get the revenue at the end of the process and not at the beginning of the process. So this MCAP administration is committed to removing the taxes for those who are doing art and craft and businesses for re-export, that those tariffs will come off. Not only, as I pointed out, for the businesses, because wherever infrastructure we build, it is for the people of Montserrat. And if goods are coming into the port and you can't afford them, is your life really better? So currently in place is a $1,500 benefit that has been in place for a long time, that you can bring in $1,500 worth of goods tax-free if it's a gift. I don't know, some of you may not know this, but you can bring in $1,500 worth of goods in a year tax-free if it is a gift. And we are saying and we are pledging that that will be reviewed and that will be changed. Two things will change. That number will go higher so that you're allowed to bring in more things without custom duties and taxes. And it does not have to be a gift. And we are pledged to do that activity. We also know that we have other assets to drive the development of Montserrat. One of these assets that we have is our geothermal plant. And we have started work from way back, from under Kernan and others, to develop this facility to provide you with green energy. And this government is committed to continuing the process. In fact, as we speak, there are live bids for people who want to develop the plant. Is because of various political factors in England and the change of government that we have not been able to approach them to have a discussion about the public-private partnership between the UK government and Montserrat to proceed with the development. And we are committed that one of the first things that we're going to do when we are elected on October 25th is to open those conversations with the UK government about the development of the resources that they have already spent millions of pounds on. And we are committed to continue that work. And we also know we have the right people to continue that work. Because if we're honest and you ask, who do you want to attend those meetings in England to discuss geothermal energy, to discuss all the things? I'm pretty sure that the answer will come back, you want Dr. Sammy to go, which is why on October 24th, you will be voting for Dr. Sammy and his entire team to continue the work that we have started. We also know, and we are currently in discussion with consultants to look at investments in Montserrat, both in green energy and in other aspects of Montserrat development of how we want to proceed. And we are committed to go to the UK in November and to have those discussions. And they'll be invited actual investors, not investors that only appear on election time and in people's election promises, but actual investors that will be coming down in February to see what we, the people of Montserrat, can offer and the country can offer to the UK government. And we are committed to expand all the products that you see in Prime and all of our other businesses to give them greater opportunity to market their products locally and regionally and eventually internationally. It is something we have committed to do in our manifesto. And we have committed to designate that area where the geothermal plant is as a geothermal resource area. So any business that comes and want to develop businesses related to geothermal energy will be granted certain concessions and tax things which are done prior, because geothermal is not only about the power. You can do spas, you can do drying for agriculture, you can do fish farming, you can do alcohol production, and various other activities can take place there. And we are committed to drafting a full energy policy and a full manufacturing and green energy strategy to attract these investors with the necessary tariffs and concessions in the Corkhill geothermal area. And there's been a lot of talk about this plane. But this plane will be landing in Montserrat. This plane will be ferrying passengers from Antigua to Montserrat, from Montserrat to Antigua, from Montserrat to Nevis, from Montserrat to St. Kitts, from St. Martin to Montserrat, and we are committed to ensure that this happens, and that Twin Otter plane will be under the next MCAP administration, under my leadership and under the team, will have this plane landing at our airport. That is a promise that's been made here. The other big item, infrastructure-wise, is this hospital that has been talked about by various people who say that they're going to do it. But as I said at the beginning, it is not writing down ideas, it is implementing ideas. And under Charles Kernan and this team, we have started phase 1 of the hospital project. And a phrase you always use, no one is so blind for those that cannot see, but all of those that can see can take a visit to the hospital, and you can see the work that's taking place there. You can see the mammogram, you can see the neonatal machine, so those of us that will be feeling frisky tonight, 9 months from now, we'll have you taken care of. You can see the CT scan machine, and as Aegis and others can testify, the machine is here, it works, and people have used it. This is not a promise in a book. This is something that MCAP has implemented and will continue phase 2. So we have negotiated for the extra funds to complete the building, just like how this MCAP administration was able to negotiate an extra £40 million to complete the port project. This MCAP administration has been able to negotiate an extra £5 million to complete phase 2 of the hospital project. Again, an example of the capacity that resides in this team to get things done for the people of Montserrat. So, while the rest of them talking and talking, we are doing and doing, and it is the doing that counts. And while the rest of them are boasting about how good they are at liming, we are boasting how good we are at working, which is what counts. So this phase 2 of the hospital project will be completed, will be signed off later this year. The building will start, and we're going to have services in it for the people of Montserrat, which I'm coming to later. The other building that you see here, you might not recognize this picture, but this picture is actually the outside of the Mon Tobacco building. And that building was designed, the outside and the inside, was designed by our local talent and the local people in the Ministry of Communication and Works, by our young guys who have designed the outside of the building, with the idea being that we need, and this MCAP administration is committed to producing and building an innovation building hub. So those that have business ideas and want some place to work, some place to go, if you're a remote worker and you're coming to the island, you have some place that you can go. That building has already been designed. This is how the inside is being proposed to look. That work has already started to create a business innovation hub for those of our young people who are into vlogging and YouTubing and all these wonderful TikToking things that they do that I hear about. We have already, this administration has already purchased the cameras, have already purchased the green screen, have already purchased the cameras, and have already set up some of the labs, and have already set up some of the offices to do phase 2 now to allow other businesses to come in. And we are committed to actually finishing phase 2 because, as we have seen, our people, our young people have the capacity and the ability, and we provide the necessary pathways and routes and investment they can achieve. So with that innovation hub, we are committed to expanding the small business grants. We are committed to expanding the enterprise development scheme and to make it bigger and to better and to provide finances for not only our young people, but for those that want to start up a business. This government will support you, both in terms of making Prime bigger, both in terms of this innovation center, and both in terms of providing grants, loans, and concessionary finance to start your business, and we are committed to doing it. And as I pointed out, we have started already. This work has commenced, and we are asking, and we are saying that this team is a manifesto pledge to continue those work and those programs. So all the wonderful things that we have spoken about before in terms of green energy and brand new hospital and brand new port and all these wonderful infrastructure projects, these are just concrete and steel. They are not done by, at least not yet, they are not done by robots, they are done by people. They're done by people either in the construction end, they're done by people in the project management end, they're done by people like Mr. Cox providing sustenance for these people to eat. They're done by a community of all of us working together to get them done. And there's a quote that says, if you want to build a business, you don't build the people, you don't build the business, you build the people, and the people will build the business. And I'm saying the same thing. The same thing applies to a country. You build the people, and they will build the country. And this MCAP administration, and under my leadership, the next government, which will also be an MCAP government, is committed to building the people. So we have to fix and modernize our civil service. And it is our taxpayers who have committed to paying, and they're called public servants because they have committed to help the people. If they're going to help us and they're going to work with the government, and the success of any government lies in the productivity of the people that work for the government. It doesn't matter what good ideas and wonderful ideas you go in with. It doesn't matter what you say in cabinet and parliament. Unless you have competent people working for you and with you, your achievements will be very limited because there's only one of you, and I can't be down there at my age trying to put down hot mix on the road. So we require people that do that work. So we are committed to working with the Deputy Governor and the Governor in modernizing the civil service. And one of the first things that has to be looked at and advocate strongly, and something I'm going to be advocating for strongly, the compensation packages to our civil servants is woefully inadequate. And it's a statement I've always made, because if, and I've heard the statement made by our governor, that the TCs do not make enough money to survive in Montserrat. And I'm saying, if the TCs do not make enough money to survive in Montserrat, how do the rest of us survive? So we will, as a government, advocate strongly, because let's understand, how this works. Regardless of what others say, our funding and the majority of funding still comes from the UK. And you must have a working professional relationship with the UK, so you can promise all you like. If you do not have that working professional relationship with the UK and a sense of mutual respect, nothing will be achieved. And we have shown that we have that working relationship. We have shown that when we wanted the £40 million for the port, we got it. When we wanted the £5 million for the hospital, we got it. When we wanted the £4 million for the plants, we got it. When we wanted the £3 million extra for COVID relief, we got it. When we wanted the extra £10 million for CIPREG, we got it. When we wanted the extra £7 million for our utility project, we got it. When we wanted the extra £10 million to add to the recurrent budget, we got it. So all of those us that can add realize that that is more money than what some of the others are talking about that they got and they couldn't spend. We have gotten that money and we have spent most of it, plus the money they left. Saying that to say that we can trust us and have faith in us that we will advocate strongly for more compensation for the people that carry out government duties, our civil service. And there are special ones that must be pointed out separately. So I'm going, despite advice given to me, I'm going to point out these special ones, because it goes back to the quote that I started with. If you build the people, they will build the country. And our teachers and our early childhood teachers are the ones who build our children from the very beginning. And you cannot have a situation where you're paying early childhood teachers, because you're not paying them as teachers, you're paying them as clerical workers, and we have modified some of the teacher salaries already, so that work has commenced, and MCAP is committed to continuing that work to ensure that the people that train and we entrust our children to are properly compensated. If you build the people, they will build the country. And if we are sick, and then you realize the importance of our doctors and our nurses and the people that work hard in trying conditions and short staffness to ensure that our health and safety and general well-being is taken care of, our nurses, and there has to be special adjustment to the nurses and the teachers' salaries. And this MCAP administration is committed to making these adjustments. We cannot keep complaining that we are not getting teachers and that we are not getting nurses if we are not prepared to do the necessary work to compensate them. And we are committed, and Teacher Charlene will not allow me to get through my term without doing it, because she already warned me. The future is looking bright with Charlene White. If and when we win, we will adjust those salaries in terms of our people. We also have to modernize our civil service. The notion that we're in 2024 to 2029 and we're still trying to use general orders from 1940 that has the word colony in it is a huge problem. when you have a general orders that talk about husbands working and what the woman is doing at home for childbearing, it's in the current general orders that we have, and we are in 2024, and that has to go. So that general orders, as it is a commitment of MCAP to go and to bring back the Public Service Administration Act. And we will do it. Not only modernizing in terms of the general orders itself, but modernizing in the terms of working. Before time, people were happy for various reasons to go into one job and to stay there for life until they retire. If you watch our young people these days, if they're in a job and they don't like it, they will leave and they will stay home. Whether they know where they're getting a job from or not, they are not staying. And you can try to fit people into a system, or you can modify the system to fit the people. Because in the end, we are not trying to save a process. You're not trying to save government. You're not trying to save procedures and rules. You're trying to do this for people. The fundamental reason why we're human beings and exist is our relationships and the community and the people of this country. So when we say we're developing Montserrat, it doesn't mean that we're putting concrete on roads. It means we're putting concrete on roads so that people can move from position A to position B. And if school starts at 9 and work starts at 8, and you have a young child, you are carrying your child to school at 8:30, you're not dropping them there at 8 and leave them there by themselves and come to work at 9. That is not happening. And the civil servants has to take these things into consideration and be flexible about the work that you want done. It is not about so the idea of flexi work hours and flexibility in the work will be pushed and will be negotiated from your representatives, from the cabinet level. If it does not, and those in the other position that should do it, still think that to judge the productivity of somebody is to punch the clock at 8 and to punch out the clock at 4, regardless if they sit in front of the computer or they're watching YouTube and not the actual work done. We have to and we will modernize the civil servants in terms of flexi work hours, and it also makes no sense that I have the ability to produce some of the work that I can from home or from wherever I so desire. Why are you in a power grab and a power rush that you want to be able to come out and see me at a desk when I can be home? And all the research shows that if you allow people flexi work hours, they get more work done, they are happier, their mental health is better, their family structure is better, their community activities are better, and they have more time to spend time drinking wine. I'm not recommending the consumption of alcohol, but they have more time to drink their wine and their cheese, and to spend time going to the beach and our arts and culture. If you want to develop these things, you have to develop people and let people feel part of the community they're in, let people feel part of the structure that they're working in, not just, I'm supposed to be here, let me just come, when 4 o'clock come, I'm gone home. But you know what we are trying to achieve, you know the goal, and under my leadership and this team, and I'm going to announce it now, and under the Deputy Premiership of the Honorable Cranston Buffon, we will ensure that these things happen. And it is one person that I could tell you that in your ear all the time, and Premier could tell you about it, day in and day night, what we're doing for the people them. We need to do this, we need to do that, this thing's too expensive, where we need to find the money. Continuously in your ear saying that. And we also have Idris Pamela Wade, who has been in social services and has said explicitly her view of government, and she has been taking care of the elderly and the vulnerable and the disabled, and we have to expand the things that we do for them. So community program have to be expanded of carers going into the homes to take care of people. Government has to start looking at disability access, starting with all public buildings at the beginning. Our population is aging, as our statistician Siobhan Truitt will tell us, which would require government, and we are committed to looking the resources of expanding what Magasin and Golden Years offer, so that our people who have worked in this island and have contributed to building this country should spend the remainder of their life in comfort and in dignity. And we are committed, as a manifesto promise, to expand our laws and regulation to protect our elders, our laws and regulation to protect those who have disabilities, and our laws and regulation to allow those, because right now we are very strict in the civil service. If you have certain disabilities, you're medically boarded, it is up to government to put things in place to accommodate every member of society, and we are committed to, as part of our governance and civil service reform, to ensure that those policies are put into place. And we have a lot of policies, because we have the care of the elderly policies already being written, and we are committed to implementing the ideas in it, because we are very good at hiring consultants and writing policies, and not so good on the implementation. But one thing I've recognized with the team that I'm working with people like Melissa Greenaway and those of us who keep harassing me all hours of the day, that they are keen on the implementation of things. So we, as a government, have pledged to implement changes to the civil service. And one of the changes, two major changes that we have pledged to implement, one of them is digital transformation. We are moving into the modern world, and we have pledged and will and have started the process of creating a Ministry of Communication and Digital Transformation, whose sole focus will be in changing our government systems to be more friendly to the users. Because again, you're not doing things because it sounds nice or because the funding agencies give you money for it. But it makes absolutely no sense for me to want to get a passport, to have to go down to Treasury, for them to send me back to post office up at Upper Brace to get a stamp, to go back down to the passport office, for them to tell me to go someplace else for another document. Government should not be using the citizens as their messengers. And I'm going to repeat that. Government should not be using their citizens as their messengers. It is government who has to change their procedures for the convenience of the citizens. And to ensure that that happens, and no, we no longer have to run up and down the place to get a check from Treasury, and it just comes into a bank account one time, and just log in and order her passport one time, and to put in to get her driver's license by just applying, and it gets delivered to you one time, instead of having to be running around, catching a bus, paying $5, $10 to get from one place to the next. That those services are in place. And to show how committed we are to that transformation, we're creating a separate ministry to deal with changing the procedures and to modernize the procedures and to put them online, because Montserrat, and it's something that I believe in, Montserrat should not be only and always following. Montserrat should be leading. And people need to say, as I said in my first speech in the stadium, when they see all the things that are happening in Montserrat, they need to be able to say, I'm Montserrat that. And this, we are committed as the next government to implement this ministry and task them with the job of making their tasks easier for the citizens of the country. And the other change that we are committed to make, and we have spoken about it, it's always spoken about in campaigns, but nobody takes it through. We talk about education, and we talk about the value of education, and we keep saying that the Ministry of Education and Health is too big, and it is difficult for one minister to have all these big hospital projects and healthcare and these various things, still managing a secondary school, 2 primary schools plus the private one, all the nursery schools plus the prenatal schools and community services. That ministry is too big. And we are committed as part of the constitutional reform to push to split the ministry into 2. Which is why we'll be voting for the entire team, because we're going to want the entire team for the extra minister. So we will be, as part of the constitutional reform, split that ministry in 2. As part of the constitutional reform, we will be looking at the online vote and our electoral system. As part of the constitutional reform, we'll be looking at the powers of the governor and things that this government and any government, because we're not only fixing the problem for this government, we are fixing the problem for all governments coming after. So we're not getting up here to say it doesn't matter what's in the Constitution, just vote for me, and through my own personality, I will fix all the problems. We are not fixing the problems for you. We're all going to die and pass away and lose our strength. We are fixing the problem for our Cassidys that are coming. We are fixing the problem for the children that are coming. And if William Bramble and Arroad, as I said at the beginning, have laid a foundation where we have taken the powers away from our colonial masters back onto us to guide our own development. And one of the ways that that will be done under this administration, and we are committed to doing it, is the constitutional reform to remove some of the powers of the governor back onto your elected officials. So if, yes, you can talk about external security, but why isn't our own police, who are policing our own people, not under our own Minister of Justice? And that is something we need to push for, and we will push for. The huge disconnect and barrier and the issues that it caused between who the civil servants report to and the powers that cabinet have, and whether rightly or wrongly, the blame that cabinet ministers get for things that happen in the civil service. If, and I'm going to say it, if you're electing representatives, then these representatives need to have power over all citizens, and this part of the citizens, and in fact, the huge portion of our citizens are civil servants. And the notion that we have limited authority and control except through conversation and whether you like how I talk to you cannot stand, and this administration is committed to reviewing that constitution. And we have Ms. Melissa Greenaway here, who you'll be voting for on October 24th, to assist us in that. And if we are going to build our people, we have to be serious about our education system. And the education system is not a building which we have already started some work on in blocks L and M, and looking at we have committed to doing a full master plan of MSS and to implement it. But apart from the infrastructure, education is 2 things: the teachers and the students. And if the teachers are not comfortable, and the teachers are not taking care of our children, your children will suffer. So regardless of where we think our teachers come from or what they should do or should not be doing, if we do not get them up to the standard that we want and provide them with the resources that they want, our children will suffer. So we are committed as a government to do a full review and reform of the education system, starting, as I said at the beginning, with a review of the pay structure of how we deal with our teachers. And we do what happens, because I used to teach too, you have a situation always that teachers are going into their pockets to buy things for your children because of inefficiencies in administrative procedures of getting purchase orders and doing this and all kind of foolishness. So just avoid all that issue and grant the teachers a resource allowance in which they can buy their own resources from, and you don't have to wait for either government or ministry to get the things that you want to teach your class. And we are committed to implement this teacher resource allowance to the teachers. Also aware that we have sent children with special education needs, and this MCAP administration have already done a study and an evaluation of our children across the island, and the results are very sobering. It's not the results that you will want to see. So there is definitely a problem somewhere, and we are committed to getting the necessary resources, and we've already started the conversation with professionals overseas and with the UK government all the way to the education minister level in providing the resources in terms of guidance, counselors, speech therapists, and other people to assist the children of this country regardless, because our education system is all inclusive. And we can't say it's all inclusive just because when you're 5, you go to school. It is not showing up to the school that constitutes going to school. It is learning something in the classroom that counts as going to school. And we are committed as a manifesto promise to get the professionals into the system from early childhood to assist our children in their development. We are committed to looking at the MSS master plan, and we are committed to looking at different pay packages and structures to attract teachers here and to retain our teachers in the system, and to provide the necessary professional training for those who are already in the system and those who want to join the system. This MCAP administration is committed to making those changes to our education system, because without our children and without our education, wherever we think of Montserrat will disappear, and we are committed to doing that. And we have the people who have been in education and is committed to doing it, and will make sure that the programs that we run, whether the after-school programs in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics are put on, whether the after-school programs in terms of sports, because education is not only about the academics, you're doing a well-rounded person, and we have Gilmore Williams, who's committed to ensure that our sports program at the school is expanded, that we have more. Yes, the sporting leagues should do their part, but as a community and as elected officials, we are still the representative of the people, and if they want a hand up and a help up to put on more sporting leagues, because when last have you seen a cricket league in Montserrat, with cricket as our national Caribbean West Indian sport cannot obtain anymore. And we are committed to fixing the Little Bay playing field. We are committed to fixing the tennis court in Lookout. We are committed to fixing the Braids court. And we are committed to fixing the sporting facilities at Salem. We also, as we know, have certain organizations and Olympics have just finished. And you see the pride and joy that when St. Lucia came in first in the 100 meters, how it changed and transformed the country. When the Botswana, I think, came in first in the 200 meters and beat the Americans. You see the joy in the country and what it does. So, yes, we talk about the tangible things like infrastructure, but there are intangible things like sports and culture that we have to pay attention to and that we have to inculcate into our children in terms of civics, love for Montserrat, sports, community activities, kindness, love and respect for one another. And we have Idris, Keels, Pamela Wade, and Gilmore, who are committed to putting those sporting programs in place for you and for us, the people of Montserrat. And they will happen. Because we are not in this because we realize we want one more term for our gratuity and then we run off to England and do what we have to do. We are in this because we are committed to helping the people of Montserrat. The entire team that you see in front of you and that individual that you see on the screen there is committed under my leadership to put these things in place for the people of Montserrat. Because in the end, what we're trying to achieve is a community and an island where people say, "I'm Montserrat that." A community and an island where we say, this is the place where we want to go to. Where you're going St. Patrick's for St. Patrick's Day is Montserrat you're going. Where you're going for Christmas is Montserrat you're going. Where you're going for Calabash Festival is Montserrat you're going. Where you're going for Alagana Festival of the World is Montserrat you're going. And we are committed to put more money into our arts and culture and to expand our St. Patrick's activities. To do that, we will review the legislation related to the withholding tax on promoters. We will be working with our private promoters to put on and to assist them in putting on the shows, because government, people are not coming to the island just because there's a ferry and a twin otter. People are coming to the island because there's something to do. And unless we encourage and help our people to do things, why are we coming here? You're not helping out this idea that, oh, you're helping out the promoters, them all, just to help people make money. If the activities are not put on, if the art and crafts are not available, if the shops are not there, if the restaurants are not there, what are they coming to? If the places are not there for them to go and to reside, where are they going? So we will implement back the basement program to assist people who want to develop a room in their house to allow people to stay at. It is something that we're committed to do because it's someplace people will need some place to stay. We're also reviewing and will review the hotel taxes that we have in place because we realize that, again, the world has changed. People are coming to Airbnb type structures. People are coming to communities to see how the island actually lives. And we have people with homes and they just want a little assistance in getting their homes up to a certain standard so that when people come in St. Patrick's and Christmas and our festivals, they have some place to go. So we will look at implementing and re-implementing the basement program. If you also walk around the island, you realize there are a lot of empty properties. Yeah, and we are committed to doing a review of all those properties that are there and how can we assist the owners of those properties to get them up to a standard in collaboration with government so they can start renting it, both to make money for themselves and the government and to also make our community look more vibrant. And you don't live in the middle of a community and there's a house falling down next to you. We have to maintain a certain standard in this country, and we are committed to do that in terms of assisting people coming here. But I'm going to come to that part after. We also know that some of us, for various reasons, have left the island and would like to come back and have a place to stay. So we are committed to developing new areas, and you've already seen that we have started to cut the road from Lookout to Drummonds. We also have developments that we are proposing in Davy Hill and above the public market to Government puts in the infrastructure for the land development, and the homeowners and the private investors come in and do the development so people have some place to return to. But there are those of us who live here, because all the time you hear the conversation, what are we doing to get people here? What are we doing for investors? What are we doing for people in the diaspora? And the question is always asked, but I live here. I've never left. I've sacrificed career and money to be on the island. What are you doing for us? And there are two policy things that's in this manifesto, which has other things in it which the other candidates will deal with on another forum. It's to solve two problems in one. One, if you look on your tax form, there's a mortgage interest deduction. So if you have a mortgage, instead of you paying taxes on the 18,000, you add the interest to the mortgage to give you less monies that you have to pay tax on. $8,000 is the limit, only up to $8,000. But if you type in your mortgage for $300,000, $400,000 mortgage into your calculator, you realize that the mortgage interest sometimes goes up to $26,000 and $30,000 just in the interest that you're paying. Our government is saying in order to encourage people to build their houses and to encourage people to make it easier to take a loan, we'll raise the mortgage interest deduction so you can pay less taxes to the government and use that tax to build your house. On the tax form, it was there and it got removed, but it needs to come back because you cannot speak tax. And that's why he's the deputy premier. The other thing that we're going to implement on your tax form is a child tax credit. If you have children in Montserrat, or you take care of children in Montserrat, or your grandparent or auntie and around people who have children in Montserrat, you understand how difficult it is to live and to buy things and to buy milk and all these other things to help your child. Instead, and it is my view, of creating a situation where people have to go down to social services and try to get assistance. So why are we taking the money from you in taxes to give you back for you to go and have to fill out all kind of forms to try to get back? And we know that you have 2, 3 children that you're trying to rear in the climate, the world inflationary climate that we live in. Take it less money from the people and let them keep their money and spend it on their children. So we will be implementing a child tax credit and a comprehensive review of the tax structure that Montserrat currently has. Because in the end, we're trying to create a community for people. Yes, we have the outside of the infrastructure, and we have the outside of the hospital, but what happens inside of the hospital that matters, and it's what happens to our professionals that provide the services that mattered. And we have this current MCAP administration has already expanded our services in terms of CT scan, mammogram, etc. And the next one that we're looking at is dialysis and renal care, which we are, as the next phase of the health project, is to implement dialysis and renal care for the citizens of Montserrat. It is expensive to travel overseas for these services. So that will be implemented and will be looked at as the next phase of the health project. The other big part of the health project that we are committed to implementing, it never will be possible to have all the professionals living in Montserrat to provide all the services that we need. It will never happen that you have your neurosurgeon and your cardio and your orthopedic living here professionally. But with modern technology and telemedicine and our people trained in doing the scans and reading and sending them off when they're not sure want to get other assistance. We can provide some of these diagnostic services here, and we are committed as a government, as a manifesto promise, to implementing telemedicine and the diagnostic services for the people of Montserrat. And the big one is about money, and it's about our citizens being able to buy the things that they require. And as I said, no government or no country has ever gotten rich because they tax their citizens into wealth. It does not happen. For people to create businesses, people require money. For businesses to employ people, it requires money. For businesses to acquire new equipment and to expand what they're doing, it requires money. If we're serious, and we are serious about growing the private sector, we have to understand and have honest conversation and frank conversation with our partners, the UK government, because if we cut taxes, there is, at the beginning, going to be a hit on our revenue, and it must be pointed out forcefully in our meetings with our UK representatives that the island, to maintain its fiscal position and to pay its bills, are overtaxing its people. That's what's happening. And we have, and we will, and I will, have that conversation. You have to provide relief to the country by increasing your subventions, whatever you want to call it, to the people of Montserrat, so that the people of Montserrat can have more money in their pocket to spend. And when you spend, you can now go to the bars and spend, you can now go to the barber more, you can know more activities, and economic activity will increase if we make the decision at the beginning to remove the taxation burden on people. So we will review and change the taxes that we have on businesses and startups and the concessions that we give to startup businesses. We will review the taxations that we have at the port when things come into customs that we have to pay, and paying for things like trying to send your child to school and having to pay 30% on a book cannot stand. Yes, we understand we have to maintain our budget, but at the beginning, and we have to be frank about it, if we take off those taxes, a hole will be created, and that hole should, and the case needs to be made and will be made by yours truly and the team, that there has to be extra allocation to Montserrat to allow us to breathe and our businesses and people to expand and have more money to spend. And we understand the financial pain that people are going through, and we are committed to realistic and practical solutions to doing it. We are not here to tell you that once we win, everybody is going to get $700 cost of living allowance, because we know that that is not possible. And if anybody is telling you that, it's either their head not good or they think your head not good. And as we just signed in today for nomination day, and one of the rules that you have to be of sound mind and body. And when I hear some of the promises being made, I genuinely think that we should have a psychiatrist on hand to ensure that all our candidates have sound mind and body. This, which I'm wrapping up now, is a picture of a parliament building that was designed internally by our team. And I'm ending on this for purpose, because it's something I have a problem with, and I'm fighting my way through, and we keep fighting my way through. Because this building was designed internally by our team, but we have entered a situation because of the merger of FCO and FCDO and DFID, the merger of FCO and DFID into FCDO, which means that certain authorities that were separated have now become vested in one person constitutionally. And it is creating a problem, and it will keep creating a problem until we resolve it. And the situation, because you're in granting aid, and so the speaker goes, and she manages to obtain £2 million. Ms. Latoya White, the future is looking bright. Managed to get and obtain £2 million for a parliament building. But the money still comes from somewhere else, which means whatever fighting we're doing, you still end up fighting to build the building. You're fighting with how the building should be built, who should build the building, who consultant should come and build the building. So we would design the building in Public Works and we would have it already good to go, and we would allocate money is £100,000 to 100,000 EC to the completion of the building. But because the funding does not come from here, it has to go through all these fancy processes of procurement and all these other things to come back that the design of the building requires $750,000. Which means, even though you say you have the money for the building, if you proceed along that line, that money disappears. And I'm saying, we have to fight, and we will fight under my leadership, we will fight the rules that we operate under, both constitutionally, public finance and management, and our procurement regulations have to change. Because monies that come into Montserrat are for the benefit of Montserrat and the residents of Montserrat, not for a minister to sign off and say, I've sent £2 million to Montserrat, but £1 million come back to me. If it is £2 million we get for Montserrat, we are big people, we have gone to school too, we are educated, we can build our own buildings, we can do all things. Let the affairs of Montserrat lie with Montserrat. If we fall down, that is our business. That's how democracy works. It is the people that decide who they want to run. They make, all of these other countries, they make mistakes and do all kind of foolishness. Even if we do foolishness, that so-called foolishness, it is us as a people should put our systems and procedures in place to deal with it. If a child is learning to walk, and every time the child falls down, you're going to take up the child will never learn to walk. Let us determine our affairs, and under my leadership, we will. Because we are looking for a Montserrat where we can develop the things that we want. And this track that Gilmore is going to build, I eat it. And Miss Edith Fenton has already checked the CCs of her car to see what category she's going to be in to go out there. So we're going to have the over 60 race, I won't say 70, we're going to have the over 60 race. She's scratching her head. We're going to have the over 60 race because, again, all of these tracks and this render in our Cork Hill racetrack are done internally through our ministries, and our people must be given the opportunity to do what they can do. Understanding all that, yes, we talk about all these things in Montserrat, understanding that we live in a region and that we live in a global world, and we have to include CARICOM and OSS in our affairs. And we will look to sign on to the revised treaty of Chaguaramas. We'll look to implement the free movement of people so that no matter where you're from, you can come here, and we also can go where we want. And to streamline the processes of applying for residency and work permits, and also to implement a long-term work permit so that if you're here, and you've committed to being on this island, the harassment needs to go, because it's all of us who are building Montserrat. And we also, as part of OSS and CARICOM, will have the freedom to travel to other places and work freely. And this government is also committed to building Montserrat and also to make Montserrat name I want to be able to know that when I travel to OECS meetings, and when I travel to CARICOM meetings, and when I listen to Loop News, and when I listen to CARICOM News and these other organizations, I hear the name Montserrat. I should not be traveling to Dominica and people ask me, people are still in Montserrat, that needs to go. And that needs to not happen. And I've neglected, and the minister is looking at me, speaking about agriculture, because we know under the current minister all the wonderful things that has happened in agriculture, and we have such confidence that when we put him back into government, regardless of where he is, that these things will continue happening, expanding of the FADS program, building a tissue facility, expanding the services of the abattoir, gears and training for our fishers, subsidies and fuel subsidies for fishers, expanding our territorial waters, expanding our agro-processing facilities, and a long list of things that he went into the manifesto, and I'll take off half of them. I'm like, this is not an agriculture manifesto. This is a manifesto for everybody. Will be implemented under the minister. So we, as a team, and this manifesto will be published online, and there are copies behind, and will be on the radio speaking about it. So we, as a team, from Melissa Greenaway, Siobhan Truitt, Easton Taylor Farrell, Charlene White, Edith Fenton, Deputy Premier Honorable Cranston Buffon, Idris Kears, Pamela Wade, and Gilmore Williams, and yours truly is committed to a Montserrat where we all can work and live as a community. And we are committed to the things that we have written in this document to implement as one cohesive plan that will take us from where we are now to where we are going, and not just writing things because we think they're going to win elections, because we have to break the cycle where we keep electing non-serious people and stop electing jokers to run our island, because there are people, because we know, and there are two things that I'm going to end with. We know if you start a business in Montserrat, and somebody give you $300,000 to run that business, and you take the candidate list, the 30-something people that spent their money today, and you take that candidate list, and I ask you, some of the people that are putting themselves forward, even some of the leaders of these parties, will you put them to run that business? And even some of the people who are voting for them would never put them to run their business. But how are we going to elect them to run a country for you and your children and your future? You will not. And the other question that we asked, and I'm going to ask before I end. If you look at that full list and you ask, when you have your child, and if you have your child and those aunts, uncles, grandparents who are around children, want your child to grow up into somebody as a role model, would you look at those candidates and say, when my child grow up, I want them to be that person? And you will not. I guarantee you that when you look at that list, you're going to tell your child, when you grow up, no matter where you come from, I want you to study and become like what Melissa Greenaway did. I want you to work hard and become what Siobhan has. I want you to look at how Easton has taken himself, regardless of what people said, became the Premier of Montserrat. And has achieved way beyond. If you go to the list of premiers, I will put him at the top. And I'm saying that in terms of accomplishment. When you go to that list, you are going to say you want your child to become like Charlene, the garbage man daughter who was Speaker of the House and is not putting herself forward. You would want them to become Edith when you realize all she has done for Montserrat and still keeps doing for Montserrat, and the energy she has, and the liming that she still does, and the joy and things that she still has. Always ask me when we're going drinking, but we're saying that publicly. You will want them to become Cranston Buffon, who has taken himself from Windy Hill. Into being one of the most successful ministers that this country has seen. You'll want them to be Edith, who has gone through library looking at our children in terms of the elderly and the caring that she does. Idris. See, I have to call Idris twice. You want them to be Idris. You want them to be Gilmore when you look at all he has done over all the years. Sacrifice his body, boy could barely walk now, for sports and basketball and getting teams here and taking our athletes international, Jordan and other people, and the things that he has done in terms of his career at BNTF and the community centers and other things, and his degrees in accounting and what he has made of himself and me, yours truly. If you ask yourself that question, who? If you ask yourself that question, who you want them to be, it will be Dr. Sammy and his team. And it is Dr. Sammy and his team, and with your help, and with all of us, and with our motto, forward together, that we will implement the things in this document, and we will work for you on October 24th. And we are ask yourself those two questions. On October 24th, you have one choice, all 9 down the line for MCAP.
All right, everybody. we just want to thank everybody for turning out tonight. And do remember, we're in this thing together, and all of us have to work hard during this next 2 weeks to make sure that on the night of the 24th, that we can all have another celebration when we win the election. Before you go, the refreshments will be served just on this side. So you can just line up on that side and refreshments will be served. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Only together can Montserrat look forward with confidence to the future. Forward together means opening Montserrat to the world for business. Forward together means modernization of the island's healthcare. Forward together means embracing the contributions of our Caribbean family. Forward together for a modern, fit-for-purpose education system. For more local food and our farmers' success. For increased salaries and thriving businesses. The voices of the youth being heard. Together we carve Montserrat's path to prosperity. Together with MCAP, our country is prouder, stronger, better. Together with MCAP, we move forward.
Excuse me. I don't know if anybody on the floor would like to make some brief comments. And I emphasize brief. If anybody wants to make some brief comments, that is in order.
Yes, BDM no, MCAP yes.
Good night, everybody. I know we're in the festive mood already, but I think it's important that we just quiet down a bit. I just want to commend Dr. Sammy, his deputy, and all the other candidates who have put together this manifesto for us. I know when you listen, sometimes you get a little giddy. They have done their work. Now we have our work to do. It's no point coming here, clapping and whistling and whining. But it would be very unfortunate, especially for the younger ones of you, if you heard such a cohesive, comprehensive thing and let it go to waste. You have to sit and reflect. There isn't a lot in it, and at my age, I've never heard anything laid out like this. I've never. Dr. Sammy is somebody I saw in school, and I always knew we had great things coming. Let us not let this go to waste. They have done their part. Now what do we have to do? It's absolutely no point saying 9 down the line and not doing it. Listen to me. It is important that we do it. There is no family and friend in business. I've taught children and all of them were dealt with the same line. So do not go out there and pretend to us. When you go in the box, it's you and your God and your conscience to live with after. So you heard the work, and one hand cannot clap. We need all of our people. There's things to done, things to carry on with. Okay? So make sure you go, get your family, get your friends. And those who are not part of the team, still meet them and talk to them. You know they're not part, but they could give 1 or 2. So I encourage us to pray and to keep together and be honest to ourselves and the hard work our team have done. We want to see Montserrat go forward. So let us take my word for it. I've never led anybody wrong. Vote for all of them and tell your friends to do the same. Thank you very much. Congratulations. All right. When I hear y'all, I could whine.
Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. MPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. No turning back. We voting for MCAP. Forward for Montserrat. We voting for MCAP. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. For this coming election, we making the right decision. We have the right slate of candidates. So give us the mandate. MCAP, yes. The others, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on a mission. Vote Quest and Buffon. Together we can do this. Vote Sammy Joseph. We have youth and vision. Vote Gilmore Williams. So let's pave the way. Vote Melissa Green